Now let's talk kind of officially here about comments. You've seen me using these things already, and you've probably seen them in an example or two, but let me officially talk to you about comments and some of the little tips and tricks that you can do. First of all, SQL Server 2012 supports two types of commenting characters in T-SQL inside the Management Studio. The first one is double hyphens, just two hyphens right next to each other, and then these / asterisk pairs. And so let's talk about each one of those, and then I'll jump out there and do a little demo with you and show you a couple other cool things with comments. First, the double hyphen comments. Once I put a double hyphen in a line out in the SQL Server Management Studio in the query editor, everything from those double hyphens to the end of the line is part of a comment. So I can create a comment on a line by itself, or I can also include a comment at the end of a line of code if I would like. Now I can also do some keyboard shortcuts. There's two types of people in the world, those who love these keyboard shortcuts and those who just never use them. And I tend to never use them, and I'll show you why when we get out there in the interface in just a second or two here. Control + K + C will comment, and Control + K + U will uncomment. Now, with the / asterisk pairs, everything from the open pair, that's the / and the asterisk, to the end pair, which is the asterisk and then the /, is considered part of the comment. And these comments can extend across multiple lines. And so normally this is known as the multiple line commenting tool. So let's jump out to the interface and take a look at what these things look like and how we can use them. First of all, I'll just put a simple select statement here. I am going to do our standard select. I dragged that over there. Let me show you how to fix that. That's a good problem to see. Select last name, first name from person.person. Okay. Now, if I want to put some comments on this, and I'll put a semicolon at the end of that because I really should, notice I can put two hyphens up here and just say, this is a comment example. And you'll see me do this quite a bit, especially out there in your working files folder on what these different things do and how you can use them. Now, notice right here, I can also put a comment at the end of a line of code. And notice my comments are always green. Okay. And some of the colors aren't different enough for my taste. You can change those, but we won't worry about that right now. And then I can also do the multi-line. So notice it's / and asterisk. And I can say this is a comment on more than one line. And notice it'll stay a comment until I asterisk and /, and then I can start a new select statement. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Now, let me erase all these and show you a couple of the other little shortcuts and so forth. First of all, if I want to comment all this code out, right, I can do the keyboard shortcuts, right? The Control, K, and C, and that selected all those lines. It's pretty neat. And then I can do Control, K, and U and uncomment those. That's okay. It's 3 keystrokes. You have to look down. I do anyway. The best way to do this for me in here is just highlight the lines I want to comment, and right up here on the button bar, there is a comment, and I can comment it out, and then there's an uncomment, and I can uncomment it out. So however you want to do that, it all works exactly the same. Now there's a general rule with comments, and that is you always either put too many or not enough. But let me tell you, when you're writing code, comment it however you need it to be, so that when you come back in 3 or 4 months from now and you need to make a change to it, you can understand what's going on without staying there all weekend. Now, let other programmers beat you up if they want to. Yeah, Mark wrote a novel in there. Or Mark has some sort of, serious belief about not using comments. Use comments liberally. They do not affect the processor. They really help when you're trying to come back in and troubleshoot. So if there's anything out of the ordinary, anything needs to be explained, comment it. When in doubt, comment. Even if it's not you coming in and looking at it, and especially if it's not you coming in and looking at it in 2 or 3 months, the person who does have to look at it will thank you profusely for well-documented code using comments. So anyway, that's how to use comments inside this interface, and you'll see them all through here as I'm working, and I may not mention them every time, And I'll also include them quite proficiently out there in your working files examples as well. So that's a quick look at comments.